All right, welcome to episode 152 of Cowboy Shit. My name's Ted Stovin. He is Dustin Edwards. It's Monday Night Football, week 2 of the NFL schedule. Enjoying some football, but Dustin, it's just us this week.
Yeah,
you and me.
You know what? I like
and
that.
A couple wiener dogs.
Couple wiener dogs. We got the sectional at 46.20.
I found it that time.
That dog is rank. If there's anyone out there that supplies dog shampoo and like to be a sponsor,
Ellie, you are so smelly.
that's a smelly wiener.
That smells like rotten apples from the backyard. Oh god.
But yeah, surrounded by
So
a pungent smell of wiener dog. We got some post-Chinese food fortune cookies and some red wine, and Ted's gonna puke.
That's close to puking. That's just, Ellie, that's rancid. I'm sorry, but you are the smelly kid of this grade.
What a start to the pod. Smelly wiener dogs
boy.
Invade.
I love the wiener dog, but she is stanky today.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be on our couch like this.
We need to get a hazmat suit. Oh.
Okay, this show's off the rails. I'm sorry.
Good start to our solo show.
Oh boy.
I like the idea of our solo show, Ted.
Yeah, you happy about it?
Yeah, I think it's good to chat and talk about some cool topics that we're going to talk about. TBD topics that will naturally flow out of here.
Oh, like smelly dogs.
Like the smelly dogs and the
Ellie, would you get down off the couch?
The more red wine that Ted consumes, the more interesting the topics will be. I'm gonna enjoy this cowboy shit beer. Cold Garden.
Good stuff. Oh, it's all gone actually for the most part. We have a few bootleg cans in the fridge downstairs here, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Anyways, 2 weeks left in the pro rodeo season. What else? The
big week. It's always funny how some of the smaller rodeos turn into be the biggest ones that we just seen.
Yeah,
with
it's
Hannah
true.
and Olds. I mean, some exciting races in pro rodeo. So that's exciting. One more stop left, I gotta say.
Now I smell like the dog.
Now I got the smelly dog on me. Look, I got both these dogs on me. I don't even like dogs. And here they are. They know. They know.
So yeah, I know what you mean. The last couple weeks of the year, they can be the big ones. Like remember Strauss Milan back in like 2013. I think he was trying to make his first and has been his only NFR so far. But goes to Brooks. It was Brooks and Hannah that same weekend, but he won just enough, I think, in Brooks to make the NFR. Like that was the thing.
Didn't Flundra do that in Hannah too? Didn't he win enough at
I think
Hannah
it was
to make
the next
the NFR?
year. That's right. I think you're right. Yeah.
So it's like, and these checks are not substantial.
Not a lot of money.
Like $900 to win.
The whole season, right? Yeah, it's kind of funny.
So it's pretty cool. It used to be Hannah and McCord for the longest time, right?
Yep, it's true.
And then Hannah Brooks, and now they ended in Edmonton, which is a tour rodeo. It's a big payer, so I mean that'll change. I know last year I think Nick Patterson made the CFR off of it, so let's give me an exciting finish, and especially when you look at the standings, like the Bulldogging, the team roping. It's there's some really close races. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't remember what's happening in CPRA.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 events where like 10 through 16 could,
and
or 12 through 16 could make it.
One thing I haven't paid attention to though, to be honest, was Clay Elliott. Pretty neat that he's right in the mix there and really close by, right?
Yeah.
Is he in a spot right now or just outside?
No, he was really close. I think coming into this weekend, he was like only out by like a short amount. But Eric DeBlanco placed a big check out of Hannah, I think. And
oh, really?
He's bumped Clay out by quite a bit.
That's too bad.
But it was awesome. Like Clay's been right there all year.
Yeah, it'd be good to see him make it.
If he goes there and does something magic in Edmonton, he's in. But
yeah,
not going to be easy. But yeah, really cool. That's probably been one of my favorite stories of the year.
Clay
been
Elliott,
watching him make a run at the CFR. He'll get there.
In a different event. For those that don't know, Clay broke his back or broke his neck?
His neck, I believe, yeah.
In Guyman, Oklahoma, probably 3, 4, 5 years ago now, like quite a while ago.
Because he was part of that contingent with like Zeke and Leighton and those guys when they were making those NFRs.
Like 2014, 15,
16, 17. I think he won Canada in 17, didn't he? Or 17 or 18?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a pretty cool story. I don't know how many people have done that. Gone from an event like that forcefully out
to a different one,
to a timed event, and make a good push at the CFR. So that's pretty cool.
And then maybe make it, right?
Yeah,
pretty cool to make it.
Yeah.
The PRCA side of things, we've got I just wrote it down today. 12 Canadians inside the top 15 in the pro rodeo world standings. But before we get to that, JB Mooney forcibly retires this week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for JB's career, I think he broke his neck this week in Idaho, or I forget where it was now. I don't recall, but
might have been somewhere in the Northwest. But yeah, he breaks his neck. It was so anticlimactic. Like literally everybody finds out by that same posted picture on Facebook. Hey,
I'm done.
Thanks for the career. Like here's a guy who's made $7.5 million. 2 shows ago, we were talking about him as one of the greatest bull riders of all time,
which he still is.
And he's won like 93,000 this year in the PRCA, trying to make the NFR.
Yeah, not far off.
And here comes a Facebook post. I'm done.
Yeah,
thanks.
Got to retire.
What a shitty way,
right? It
for
really is
JB Mooney to go. He did not get no send off from anywhere.
No. And maybe he still will somewhere, but it feels like the PBR side of things have been cheated a little bit for him to go and be forcibly retired in the PRCA side of things.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, and it's funny how he was such a big part of that conversation about the greatest bull riders ever, and I've seen a lot of his rides starting to pop up on Facebook, people sharing since he announced his retirement. But yeah, it felt really weird just to see a post and that's it. JB's done.
Yeah, kind of wild.
So it was a pretty impressive career. Yeah, $7.5 million in money won. Some of the biggest rides we've ever seen come from him, and breaks his neck and out. And I mean, this guy's been battling it though. I mean,
oh yeah,
he got KO'd at Stampede this year. He was curtains at one point, walking around in an air boot. Every time he was getting out of the arena, he was limping and hurting like it.
He rode there with a broken leg at the Stampede this year.
Yeah, so he had a pretty rough go this year, and for him to still come out, with almost 100,000 and almost
pretty solid year so
NFR,
far. That's true.
Pretty crazy way to finish it though, and I think a lot of people were shocked because I didn't even hear anything about the injury to start with.
Yeah, no, that's true. I didn't hear anything either. It makes you wonder though, like we talked to him on a show 2 years ago now, I think like almost 2 years ago, and what should he have retired sooner?
Well, he made the NFR last year, right?
Oh, I forget now. Maybe.
Then he got beat up pretty bad. Round 2, he got KO'd.
No, that was a couple years ago. That was not last year. That was a couple years ago. He might have made it last year, but I don't recall.
And anyways, I remember how excited we were to see him at the NFR.
Yeah, first time. That was a couple years ago.
It's a total bust.
Yeah.
And then even this year, like even seeing him at Stampede, he was struggling. And you think, is it one of those things where you're like, you should have just got out while you still had some...
I wonder, right?
Some wind in your sails.
And have the proper send-off and like...
Yeah. But for a guy like that, like what's next for a JB Mooney?
I don't know. I don't know if he likes the broadcast side of things. Like I'm not sure if he does or not.
And he's not like the most polished guy.
Well,
like,
but that's
I say that like
allure.
That's what you like about him. Like he's, like I have those visions of him as we all see him behind the chutes with a dart hanging out of his lip.
Yeah, having to
and just kind of whatever, right? So I don't think he's like the polished guy. He's not gonna go put on a sport coat, I don't think, and jump on CBS anytime soon. He may. I don't know.
They'll probably ask him to do that.
I don't know what his aspirations are, but I guess you just wonder like what's the next thing for a guy like that.
I'm not sure. Probably picking up at some rodeos.
Yeah,
I've seen him do that. Some stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's not going anywhere.
No,
he'll still be involved. I'm sure he's not going to be one of those guys that just evaporates.
Yeah,
I do expect him to be around.
And you look at some of those guys who've made big careers like Tough Heaterman and Ty Murray. Like they all found ways to stay involved, and you know what, JB's got a name that he'll be able to profit off.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
They've got something on the go. What was it? He's doing some training. I think he and Randy Quartieri. I forget. Randy had something on the go with JB. They have a subscription deal with JB with some coaching or with some lessons, or I forget what the story was now. But he's got something on the go. He's got a whole bunch of subscribers right on Instagram alone, actually too.
Yeah. So I mean, he's got a name that's monetized now, and
yeah,
can continue to provide some revenue. So. Yeah, but it's too bad. Like you think of the years, like we got to send off Schiffner, and you get to send off people at the CFR, and there's this kind of nice finale to it all, and he certainly did not get that. It was like a Facebook post on a Monday night, and that was the end of it.
What do you think would be better though? Like what would have been better for a
'cause,
possible retirement?
It's always easy to say a goat on top, but those guys never
But how?
think you got to be going down at some point. So
Yeah.
what's your top? I don't know. I
But then
look
I
at that
look at,
in
like-
any capacity, like bullfighters, hell, even us announcers. Like when do you say, do you know what? I want to go. I want to go out before I start going down, but you don't realize you're on top till you start going down.
And how much of it do you keep going because you need the money?
Well, that's probably a big.
Like I
thing.
wonder, like for some folks, for sure.
It's your
For
livelihood.
a lot of people, I would imagine, especially with the way things are going right now, like
Yep.
we need to make a living.
And a lot of people, during COVID didn't make money and
Yeah, true.
had to recover some of that. I mean, working people had to do that.
Everybody
So
did, yeah.
same for anyone in rodeo and athletes. But yeah, it's too bad. I think, was it Schiffner that had the big send off at CFR that year? Standing ovation
Yeah.
on his last bull.
Scott Byrne had one too, remember?
Yeah. Didn't they have the big banner
cool.
for him and stuff? Like,
Scott or
was it Scott that had a
Schiffner?
big banner?
I don't remember.
Byrne? Tanner, we had a send off at CFR, right?
Yeah. It's cool to know when it's the last when you're retiring.
Yeah.
I think that's neat to be able to it's neat to be able to have that proper send off.
I seen
Chris
like,
Shivers, remember that one?
yeah.
I do remember that retirement for Shivers.
So you think it's like a pretty cool moment. I think it's probably closure for the athlete, for the fans, the sport, to be able to do that send off. Even like
Go out on
Flint
your
got
own
a send
terms.
off
Yeah.
when he retired. So I think it's an important part of it. I mean, yeah, forced retirement is not what you want, but JB was his better days were behind him. There's no question.
for bull riding.
Yeah.
With
for
all due
bull riding.
respect.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's too bad. It leads to an interesting conversation about when do you pack her in, and when are you at the top and when are you on the downslope?
Well, Dustin, after this conversation, I think I'm going to retire as a music guy.
Are you at the top? Are you
No.
sliding down?
Actually, no, I can't retire. I was never good enough to retire. I was going to quit. That was my bull riding career. I never got to retire. I just had to quit.
Yeah, Ted, you didn't get the
Wasn't
send
good
off
enough.
either. Was it a Facebook post?
I wasn't good enough. No, I just think I just never rode again.
Who's been the best bull rider that you knew that never retired? That just all of a sudden they just never were there anymore. Is there anyone
that
like really
be?
notable? You're like, geez,
Who would that
that guy
be?
never really retired.
I'm not that it's coming to mind right now. Because you got to be kind of good to retire.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like there was a couple bareback riders retired at a rodeo a couple years ago, maybe the CFR,
Yeah.
and like they were saying they're quitting and whatnot. But it's like, no offense to these guys, but it's like they didn't win the Canadian titles. They didn't win this or that. Like it's
Yeah.
like
That was
you got to be like pretty elite to be able to even be allowed to retire. Like I wonder
Yeah.
what maybe that's a different conversation. Like what's the cutoff or what are the
Yeah.
requirements to actually be allowed to retire?
Well, I remember 2 CFRs ago. Remember, like on the final Sunday, the guys were coming to the locker room. They said, "Yeah, Jake Vold retired.
Yeah, nobody
He
even knew.
He just
Just was done.
sitting in the
But
dressing
Jake-
room was done."
But I think they knew about that one like a day or two before or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so. But he didn't make it very loud. But like
No, they didn't even
also,
say
like,
anything at the CFR.
No, like also Jake's one of like the best guys ever from Canada,
Totally.
and probably should have had the proper send off, but like just probably didn't want it either.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people don't want the fanfare, and it's just, on to the next chapter, right?
Yeah.
It was cool to see. I seen, was it in Pendleton, Gary Rempel?
Yeah.
Got like a
Well,
send off.
and not far after. Oh, we got a wreck here. Not far after though, or not long before. There was, I think, what was it? Ellensburg? Yeah. Didn't he have some beef with
He had a
Stampede
post-
over that with
Well,
Calgary?
apparently,
Calgary probably
Ellensburg-
fired him without telling him.
and then Ellensburg brought him there as a special guest and presented him a buckle. And Pendleton, he was working and did get a buckle.
Yeah.
And it's funny when you talk to personnel, and I can vouch for this from different people, and even being around, like, if you're not going back to a rodeo, they usually don't tell you before the rodeo,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, true. Not
And
often.
a lot of people are like, you know what? If this was my last Calgary Stampede, if this was my last Panoka, whatever rodeo it is, most guys aren't mad if it's their last one. Maybe there's a change in coming and
Yeah,
whatever. But most of them said I'd sure enjoy it more if I knew it was my last one.
that's true.
And that's where I always think, like, I think
Well,
it was
that
actually
Dave
Flint.
Polson at
Didn't
Calgary.
Flint was talking about that.
Yeah, they were both talking about Calgary because Dave was talking about Calgary too.
Like I wish
I remember having that conversation with you.
I wish I would have known that was my last one when I did it.
Yeah.
So
I've heard that a few times.
Especially, like Dave was at Calgary for 35 years or something, right? And
I think it's pretty disrespectful to do that to somebody like that. Which I mean, I really didn't care that I didn't go back, but but there's a lot of people that,
if they knew,
they do care a lot and they would like to be back, or maybe I probably left on my own accord more than anything, more than I didn't get the call, but I also probably wouldn't have done it anyways. So
and in rodeo, you got to remember it's very subjective on who thinks you should be there, and committees change, and
it's very small
and
world.
people change, and that's always a big part of it too. We know as well as anybody that one guy on a committee can love you and think you're the greatest music director, announcer in the world.
You're fucking terrible.
The next guy that comes in thinks you're the worst thing he's ever heard. So.
And doesn't care about music or
doesn't
care about announcing.
Yeah,
doesn't know what it takes. Doesn't care.
That's where we live in on this side of it, but. I guess coming back full circle, you just wish that people who have been in the sport for a long time and have great careers, you could give them a send-off.
Yeah.
Hockey, there's usually that final game and the final lap and the...
Wayne Gretzky.
Remember his skating around and
forever. For an hour.
Sarah McLachlan, I will remember you for 10 minutes.
It was forever.
They presented him a Lazy Boy recliner.
Actually?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Gave him a Lazy Boy and then he's skating around to I will remember you. Yeah, folks, he did not die. He just on a plane.
He just retired. Yeah. Man.
Someone just told me a funny story. Maybe it was Sean about he was at a bull riding, or editor Sean Morton. They were honoring someone on the committee. And he said everyone stood up and took their hats off when they were doing it. And he's like, guys, that person's still alive. We're just honoring them. Sorry. Maybe
that is funny though.
Made me laugh, but yeah, JV Mooney.
That sounds like the time. Who was it? Was it Gator, or was it Sean that played? There was somebody that got knocked out, and then they were playing Spirit in the Sky.
Actually, remember this?
Norman Greenbaum.
I think it was Jarrett Nash.
Oh, really?
Got KO'd at a bull riding spot. I was announcing.
So bad.
I remember being like, "This is not a good song choice."
You need something. Are we gonna do that now?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I got ADD.
You got snacky.
Well, me and Ted just ordered Chinese food.
Dustin ordered Chinese food. It's delicious, by the way.
Today's episode is presented by Wings Fortune Cookies. The number one name in fortune cookies. If you don't got wings, you don't have good fortunes.
Storm, would you get me a Kleenex? There's Chinese food goo all over this pack here.
Do you put a lot of stock in fortunes and horoscopes and things like that, Ted?
I can't say I do.
You don't?
Did you know that these were invented in Canada?
No.
Fortune cookies? Yeah, apparently they're a Canadian invention of sorts.
Really?
Thanks. Yeah, allegedly. What's yours say?
We were talking about this earlier. If you could pick one thing non-financially related to be on this fortune slip, what would you pick?
My mom always said that when we threw a penny in the thing at the Washington Mall, she's like, I wish to grow up happy and healthy. That was her line.
Okay.
Yeah. But what would I say? Well, I've actually come back to this a few times, and whatever, the stuff I'm doing now is probably I would probably do most of the same stuff even if I won the lottery.
Really?
Honestly. Yeah. We got a nice house. We got a nice couch.
I told Storm that my fortune I wanted was to be able to eat and drink unlimited amounts and still maintain a six-pack. And she laughed. You have to have it to maintain it. Right, Ted? What's your fortune? You got to read it. You can't just eat the cookie.
I was just eating a cookie. Goods that are not shared are not goods.
Oh, that's deep.
Super deep.
How would you break that down?
For Storm, it's snacks.
I will share my 5-cent candies with you, Storm. Mine's not that great. Don't let friends impose on you. So don't impose on me, Ted. Helly's stage is imposed on my leg. What was yours, Storm?
Oh.
No advantage taking, no imposing, and share your goods.
All right. This
portion of the program presented by Wings. Your number one fortune cookie. No, those
are all pretty bad. So
I'd like to be a fortune cookie writer.
Would you?
Yeah, just to mess with people.
Oh, yeah, I never chose my fortune?
Mine was unlimited abs. No, unlimited eating and maintaining my six-pack. But I need the fortune cookie before that says you got a six-pack.
Oh, Storm had a good one about the pets. Hope that her pets live forever.
Why wouldn't you want yourself to live forever? The pets live as long as you live? That's a good one.
It'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
That's an old-ass wiener dog.
It would be. Should be extra.
If this
grumpy.
dog's going to live much longer, it needs to get smelling better.
He needs a bath.
I'll tell you that much.
Dying from the inside out.
That's a good one. I like the pets one.
Sorry. I think it'd have to be something about like being healthy and being happy, just like Mom said.
Back to the penny in the fountain.
Yeah. Honestly, though, like what else you need?
That's it.
Shelter, something to do, some passion.
Yeah.
Oh, something frivolous? Oh, okay.
I don't want my fortune to be tied to exercising.
No, me neither. I don't want to have to exercise.
No.
I don't know, Dustin. Let me park that and we'll get back to it later.
All
How
right.
does that sound?
We'll circle back to Teddy's fortune.
Okay. Where are we at here? We've got a few things on the go.
We want to talk about the Canadian standings.
Oh, yeah, the Canadians.
We've got to talk rodeo because all our listeners
probably are into rodeo in some
probably into
capacity.
rodeo.
So we've got 12 Canadians inside the top 15, 12 guys inside the top 15 in the PRCA World Standings. You've got Oren Larson 7th in the bareback riding.
Yeah, he's in.
We've got 4 bronc riders. We've got Zeke Thurston is 3rd, and then Dawson Hay is 6th, Ben Anderson 7th, Leighton Green is 9th, and then
Now, would that have Leighton's money? Because he just won
probably not.
Pendleton, right?
Probably doesn't have it in there.
So he'll be moving up.
Correct. Then you got Q Taylor's outside by $2,000. He's 16th.
He was holding down 15th forever.
He was close, yeah. And then Colby Wanchuk's like 18th, but he's only $6,000 out of 15th, so pretty close. The team roping on the header side, Dawson Graham is inside by like $900, like super close.
Yeah, he's right there.
And then on the healing side, brother Dylan is like inside by $9,000. So there's a lot of different.
Well, there's a scenario there where
they could be separated.
Dylan gets in.
Yeah. Dylan gets in, and yeah, that's right, and Dawson misses it. So hopefully that's not the case.
And Jeremy Bueller's in.
Yeah, obviously in there.
Sure.
Stephen Culling's inside, going to make the NFR for the first time.
Bo Cooper's going to be in.
Yeah, he's in there. And then the bull riding got Jordan Hansen and Jared Parsons. Jared's in by what I've written down there, like 6,000.
Well, he's ahead of 16th by $12,000.
By $12,000, yeah. So he's pretty safe.
He's been hovering in that 14th, 15th, but there's a pretty good gap there.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah.
And then in the breakaway roping, you've got Kendall Pearson 14th. She's inside by $7,000. And then Shelby Bosley's still number 2 in the world. And the breakaway NFR is going to be at the South Point. I just read today.
Yeah, over 2 days, the first week.
Five rounds a day. So 5 rounds. Yeah, 10
250,000 added in there.
Yeah, that's a lot of dough. So.
Yeah, so it'd be cool to see the girls go in there and win some.
Yeah, entertaining.
Cash.
So it'll be the first weekend of the NFR, but maybe just before it even starts, kind of thing. So good for them. Hopefully, Kendall and them both make it. That'd be 14. That'd be the most ever, I think, the NFR for Canadians. So
yeah, that's
I think the most ever is 11 or 12, and we got nobody in the barrel racing or the steer roping this year. Yeah. But we've got almost every other event. So
yeah, I think it's the one to watch is going to be Quentin.
Yeah,
see how he does in the
Colby. They got
Colby. They're going to be kind of battling each other.
Isn't there that playoff thing this weekend or next weekend or something? Is that the
Cinch
finale
playoffs or whatever?
Yeah, and like somewhere in South Dakota.
Yeah, I believe so. So that'll have some implications. And the other one that was an honorable mention, who I think's kind of out of the conversation now, is Cody Lamb.
Yeah,
he was really hovering there, and
he was in the mix for quite a while.
Yeah, he pulled some money out of Pendleton, but I don't think it's going to be enough to.
Yeah, he's still back by about 15,000, I think.
Yeah, so
a little bit out of there,
but a pretty darn good showing.
True.
By the Canadians this year, and
hopefully they keep it rolling.
It'll make for a fun NFR.
Yeah, well, which we may or may not be going to. We'll see. Don't know yet.
And can't rule any of them out for world titles because
it's true. Because there's so much money to win.
So much money to be won. Yeah, every title's within striking distance.
What do you think about Stetson Wright winning, like leading both the bronc riding and bull riding world standings right now? What are your thoughts?
It's totally insane. He's at he just after this weekend he's now set the single season earnings records, and we're not even through the whole season yet.
In both events?
Both events.
Really? Because I saw he had over 300,000 won in the bull ride, and I was like, oh my God, what is happening?
He's got 400 and some thousand won in the all around.
Yeah, he won 100. I saw the stat today on the PRCA press release that he's won $150,000 in September. And that was from the first 14 days of September.
It's totally insane.
Isn't that wild?
Over 400,000 in the all around, and it's September 18th.
And last year he almost did $1 million in the season, so
Yeah.
he could have a pretty large NFR.
Yeah. Yeah, when you can go there and compete in 2 events, 10 rounds.
What do you think that guy's spending his money on right now? Or is he just saving it?
Yeah.
Diapers?
Got to keep the kids going there.
From Utah. So.
Yeah, they got a lot of them. I don't know what he's
do you
doing with
think,
the
though?
money. It's crazy to think, though, how we're sitting here and be like, oh, my God, this guy has traveled every day since January, and he's made $400,000, and yet, like, these guys are watching play football. Those
Like
quarterbacks are
millions.
getting that for today.
Yeah. Yeah, $400,000 for today.
Yeah.
It's
Wow,
true.
a pro athlete won $400,000. How much did it cost them? Guys like that, they're rodeoing pretty hard, but man, he's a specimen.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
He is. To watch a guy ride broncs and bulls and he rides rank bulls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's riding them. There's no like, you're not winning the world title anywhere in 2023 by just having a name.
Yeah.
You got to ride them and you got to stay on.
Yeah. And I remember at the start, thinking, he's a bronc rider that's doing okay bull riding.
Yeah.
He rides rank bulls. And he rides some
won
rank bucking horses too.
Has he won the world twice in the bull riding now or once?
Yeah. Is he back to back in the world?
I don't remember right now.
No, Kimsey won it 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, I forget now.
But last year he won both all around. And no, has he won the saddle bronc?
He won the bronc riding and bull riding and all around in
Not
Texas.
on the same year though, was it?
In Texas,
Was
I
it?
thought he won them all.
And he's
I
going to
thought
win
so.
a
I
lot
don't know.
more.
I forget.
Well, either way, I'll tell you what,
Anyways.
he's goddamn good and he's going to keep winning a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty
And
impressive.
I can't imagine what his season total is going to be after the NFR.
Well, if he almost got to $1 million last year, he's already ahead of that total this year.
Yeah.
And you know what? The Extreme Bulls money doesn't count in the all around.
Right?
So technically, he's
You
got
could have
like
over $500,000.
531 already with including the Extreme Bulls.
Yeah, so it's a
So-
big amount.
Jeez, yeah. And I don't know how much he won at the NFR last year, but I bet he won like 300 grand or more. So he'll probably be damn close to $1 million again.
Have you met him?
Stetson?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, Jason Davidson's his agent.
Yeah. Is he a good dude?
Yeah. Stetson. Oh yeah, super nice.
Never
guy.
met him.
Yeah, super nice guy. One of his first NFRs, I was still there with the Wrangler guys, and he and I were riding like these stools down the hallway in the Thomas and Mack, like going to do interviews, and I was like pretending to like bull ride this chair, just like effing around because I was bored in the middle of the rodeo because we're just kind of like we're just sitting around like waiting for these guys to come by, and there's no screens, we can't watch. We have to like just be in the hallway and hang out and be on our phones and like kind of hear what happens. Like, we don't get to watch anything. We're just down in the barrels of the building. So yeah, I was fucking around riding this chair, like riding this stool like a bull, and then he comes down and sees me doing it. And he jumps on and he was riding it, and everybody thought that was kind of funny.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it was just normal when I was doing it, but when he was doing it, it was cool, which is fine.
And now look
But it
at
was
him. Now
entertaining.
look at him.
Now look at him.
You set him on the right path to
I
success.
taught him a few moves on the chair there, maybe.
I imagine he would get some pretty good bonuses from indoor seas every time he clinches a gold buckle too.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm pretty sure like Wrangler and those guys, like if you're an indoor sea, some of those
There's
guys
some
have
stuff in
some
the
pretty good
contracts.
contracts. If you win a world title, there's some pretty nice extra money.
Yeah, I don't know the number. Like I don't know exactly what it was, but I think it's like it was pretty hefty. Some of the bonuses for like mid-December Christmas bonuses for where they ended up after the NFR.
Here's
kind
a
of
gold
thing,
buckle. Here's a big check.
So. Yeah, here's some more big checks. Send a couple invoices, a couple bonuses.
Got some
Yeah.
pie charts. Got some
Not bad. Pie charts.
stocks. I don't know. Money. Things that I don't know anything about.
That's true. Some shares. Who knows? What's a sporting event that you haven't been to yet that you still have on your list? Dustin?
NFL. I've
Really?
never been to an NFL game.
Really?
I've been to CFL.
Yep.
I've played flag football of late.
Oh man, talk about your flag football and your
God! I played flag
Calgary-
football this week at McMahon Stadium.
yeah. And that's
6
the home of
games.
the Calgary Stampeders for those
Yeah.
of you that know anything about
Yeah.
the Canadian Football League.
And I couldn't get out of bed the next day. I had to lift my legs up with my own self.
Really? Did you roll yourself out of bed?
Roll myself out of bed.
Really?
I was so damn sore.
Oh boy.
Lost in the finals, but one touchdown.
Really?
Yeah, I caught a touchdown.
Butterfingers, right? For you? Or
Yeah,
what?
I caught a touchdown to win a game.
Yeah.
And then I missed a gift to
win
to tie that up, so.
championship.
Yeah, but no, I've never been to an NFL game. Done MLB and all those ones, and NHL obviously, but
NBA,
no, I've never been to.
but don't care to go.
I would go.
Yeah,
I seen the Harlem
Check it off the
Globetrotters
list.
once. That was good.
that's kind of like NBA
Yeah, they're dunking.
soccer. Yeah.
Not like big soccer.
I don't know. I'm not really interested in soccer either. Storm
But-
says it's cool. She used to work for a football team, as they call it in the UK.
Oh, yes. English
Barcelona.
football.
Barcelona. I have been watching a lot of Ted Lasso lately. I'm a big fan. I think we talked about that in the last show, though, so we can move on.
I want to go. I want to go when you can go in the time of the year. Is it September, October? You can watch
All four.
The big four.
October. You got to go somewhere in the Northeast, though, right? You got to go like
you got
Philadelphia.
baseball,
or
football.
like, yeah, you can go see
Basketball,
all of
hockey.
them. New York, yeah.
And you need somewhere where the teams are good because you need to be playing in October for baseball.
True.
Can't go anywhere where they suck.
Yeah, because the NHL season this year doesn't even start till October like 11th or 12th, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'd love to go to a college football game.
I've heard those are pretty wild.
Yeah.
I still haven't got that interested in college football. I'm just not super, just don't have the interest at this point.
I know our friend Gator, when he was working down in Louisiana, used to go lots. And
So the college
sounds like the
football games.
tailgaters are as wild as the games. So.
Oh, really? Dang.
What about you? Is there a football and a sporting event you haven't been to yet?
So last year we did UFC, NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, NASCAR, NHL, and what else? I almost did them all in 1 year.
So the answer is no.
I think I haven't been to a golf tournament yet.
Oh, that's cool. I went to one
Where'd you go?
in Calgary. It was a seniors tour.
Like the Shaw Charity Classic
Yeah,
thing? Oh.
but it was
that
like
this year or a couple years ago?
a couple years ago, but it was like a bunch of PGA guys.
Good guys.
Yeah, like we followed like Fred Couples.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And these guys are unreal, man.
Yeah, I bet so good. How much different is their swing than yours? Like you're a pretty good golfer though back in the day.
I am pretty good.
Well, were.
I was good.
You haven't played a lot lately.
If I golfed my 16-year-old self now, I'd lose by 20 shots.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
That big of a difference.
Oh, man.
Like I could shoot 70s, no problem at golf tournaments.
No shit. Back in the day.
And now I'm lucky if I break 90.
Like in legit tournaments, you could bust them. No way.
I golfed in the summer games when
The
I
summer
was
games?
14 or
Like
15.
the Alberta Summer Games?
Yep.
No shit.
Yeah, out at the summer games were in High River and Okotoks.
Really?
And I remember the opening ceremonies. I think it was like George Canyon and Fifi Dobson. It was televised, and
Beefy.
Tom Glass drove the torch in for the opening ceremonies on his chuck wagon on the High River Rodeo grounds. And I golfed. It was super cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Where was the golf course? Or where'd you play golf at?
It was at Darcy Ranch.
Oh, really?
That's where they had the tournament.
No shit.
And me and Gator used to play on the some junior tour, and we used to play
Really?
lots. Yeah.
How did Gator do back then?
Gator was good.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, I made a junior tour finals one year, and Gator was on my bag.
Oh, really? He was a caddy.
He's my caddy. He didn't
He was
make
your
it.
caddy.
So he caddied for me.
No way.
Yeah.
Gator would probably be one of the most entertaining caddies. We were just talking about how he had like a sweet. What did he have? He had some sweet rig, or he was in the Middle East and he came back wearing the full Middle East getup.
Yeah, he had the full Saudi Arabia white gown and thing on.
And he had a beard. He looked like he was from.
He looked
over there.
like he was from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a hookah pipe.
Don't cancel him, everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a different time. He was
Different
there.
time.
Don't cancel
when
Gator.
Gator was
It's not
kidnapped.
online. Yeah.
He got kidnapped on that trip. He could do whatever he wants.
Oh boy, is that how he showed back up after he got
I
kidnapped?
think so.
Oh my God, really?
And you
There's
wonder
some
why.
PTSD there. Holy.
He's domesticated now.
Oh man.
Gator bought a
wife and kid
camper.
got a camper. Yeah, he was camping at Olds.
Got a flat tire.
Got a flat tire on the camper.
He's really doing it.
So I guess the last one I want to see is golf. I don't think I'm that interested in tennis. I don't really give a shit about tennis.
Do you know what tennis is now? Like the new, it's like the new. Remember when Paris Hilton and them had the little dogs in their bags? What do you call that? An accessory. That's like the celebrity accessory right now. Is like tennis.
Really?
Like all the celebrities are going to watch tennis now. It's
Really?
like the thing. Yeah.
Well, we're not celebrities, so we don't have to go watch tennis.
No.
We're good.
My probably the one on my bucket list still would be the Kentucky Derby.
Mm.
That's probably my one. I want to go do the.
Okay.
I want to go do the whole thing, like
Drink mint juleps.
mint juleps and lobster rolls, and do the full derby thing and wear the
That's fair.
wear the
That'd be
hat
pretty
and
cool.
bow tie.
So then you still have that, and I would love to go to the Masters or like go to like a big tournament like
Yeah.
that. Like that'd be.
And it's the
unreal.
Masters where you get the ham and cheese sandwich.
Yeah,
It's the big thing, right? For like $2.
Yeah, it's still old school prices. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd be curious to know what. It's funny when you talk to people like what people's big one must see event is.
Yeah, it's true.
There's some cool ones out there.
And I wouldn't say the Masters is like a must see. I'd just be like, I'd really like to go. And I could see that happening if somebody like tells us, "Hey, we got tickets. You want to go?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're in."
Yeah, it'd be super
Like
cool.
Gator probably has been in the draw for 25 years already.
Yeah.
And his turn's coming up, but he'll probably take his family, so we might not be on the list.
Yeah, we'll
But-
weasel our way in.
But
I'd like to go to the waste management one in Phoenix.
That could be probably
loudest hole in
pretty
golf.
entertaining. That could be
16.
pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it'd be
that's true.
pretty cool. But
So yeah, for me it'd be golf, and I'm with you on the Kentucky Derby. I'd love to go see
Kentucky
that.
Derby
That's a good point.
is a must see for me. Yeah.
Other than that, I've seen the rest of them.
I'd like to go to NASCAR.
It was
or
cool.
F1.
That's a year ago now. Actually,
F1 would be
that's
cool.
Too.
They're having that one in Vegas right now, I think.
So many
aren't
more
they?
keep coming around. Does your casino host have any hookups, Dustin?
Probably. We could probably be at the
Have
F1.
you contacted her yet?
No, haven't reached out.
No.
Send a Christmas card here soon.
So we're almost at CFR, and we've got Halloween's on the way. Storm wants to have a Halloween party. Then she was like, "Yeah, we could do it this day," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm in Saskatoon. I'm sorry."
Oh.
My bad.
What's your favorite costume you've ever been for Halloween?
Penguin. 100% penguin.
Penguin?
Yeah.
Was it the one just like there's a big beak over your head
Yeah.
and you're holding it? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's in the garage actually still too, because we bought a bunch of costumes last year. There was like 4 or 5 of us, like Brinson and Peter even came to the bar, and Tiffany and like a whole crew, and Andrew. Like all of us were at the bar. Brinson, and I was the guy riding the ostrich, like the zookeeper with the ostrich.
Oh yeah.
That was
the
me.
one that blows up.
Yep.
What?
Then we got Brinson a sumo costume. He was hilarious. He had this big sumo costume on,
That's sweet.
big blow up one.
What was your favorite costume when you were a kid? Were you like one of the kids that like was like a rodeo clown or a bull rider? Like,
All the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Or a hockey player.
we
like,
all were, right?
Never was anything like worth a shit. One of the funnier ones though, I made a green bastard costume when I was in New Mexico one time, and nobody knew what it was because it was kind of like early on with the Trailer Park Boys, so it was
Yeah.
kind of like before they really caught on. So
Yeah.
I went to the dollar store and got a bunch of green stuff. Like I had green track pants and a green T-shirt with like a cape on the back. So yeah, I was the green bastard from the from the Trailer Park Boys. That was a funny one.
When I was a kid, and I don't think at the time I realized it, but my mom must have been influencing me on Halloween, and she dressed me up as Dolly Parton. And I was probably in like grade 5. And
oh boy.
nowadays this would not help, or this would not be allowed, but I had like huge balloon boobs, big blonde wig, and I had this old guitar, and on the back my mom wrote on it in permanent marker like Dolly for president or something.
Really?
And I walked around with these giant boobs, blonde wig. Like,
Oh wow.
I don't think at the time I realized who even Dolly Parton was, but I was a woman.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
But at least you didn't wearing blackface or something.
I was a caveman one year.
A caveman.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you had a story about a caveman thing.
I was a caveman who was afraid of caves.
So what? So
But I actually did. We had this. I think my sisters had it as like a prop for like a skating festival. It was like a garbage bag, like cut into pieces that looked like a skirt.
So it was a pretty
And
expensive costume.
And
Really
then I
reused that.
again covered my body in like brown paint,
Oh boy.
and I had a wig with a big chicken bone in the front of it, and I had a club. And I was a caveman who was afraid of caves.
How did you explain the being afraid of caves part?
It's a fear, Ted.
Oh wow.
It's a legitimate
So
fear.
did anyone else know about this fear or no?
Well, a caveman wouldn't tell us other cave people that he's afraid of the cave.
True. That's a good point.
I just thought it was a good costume. Okay. Another year in grade 12, which I think this picture's still in my high school yearbook. We went to Walmart and we bought the smallest superhero outfits.
smallest
Batman
one?
and Robin.
Oh boy.
You know the ones that the spandex ones, and then it's like a little face mask. We bought the tightest ones for like 11 and under.
No
I was in
way.
grade 12, and we bought them. We wore them to school,
Oh wow.
and it didn't go very good. You could totally see everything. And so that was good. That was one of my favorite costumes.
So wait, so
I
what
don't know where I'm
happened?
going with this.
Were your balls showing?
Oh yeah,
Oh no.
they're sticking right out.
Oh no.
My little grape smuggling I was doing in that costume. I was going to talk about small town trick or treating.
Oh
That's
yeah.
where I was going with
okay.
this.
Oh yeah, because it's almost Halloween.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I just
Okay.
feel that the evolution of trick or treating has changed so much.
Yeah.
We were talking about this at work the other day, and they're like, "Oh, we take our kids to the mall,
The mall.
and they just go from like store to store, and it's safe, and no one can put razor blades in your candy and meth in your candy apples."
Oh boy.
So people are changing the way they trick or treat because of the fear of meth and razor blades.
Oh no shit.
So Ted's really excited about this touchdown.
You can't put people that put stuff in Halloween candy are fucking psychopaths.
Yeah. That's a real thing.
For sure, it was a real thing.
I remember dumping out our candy and like going through it to check for razor blades, and well, at the time it wasn't meth. 2.
You found a razor blade in your candy?
It was
actually?
big guy. No, I think someone in our school found one once, and it like put everybody on edge.
No shit.
But see, I was crafty because I was.
Did you put? Were you the person that put it in there?
No, in Big Valley there was only like 6 streets.
Yeah.
So you'd go in. I'd do the early run in a costume that everyone could depict it was me. Oh, here comes the little Edwards boy. And then I would go home and do a couple of costume changes.
Wait, you went a couple different times?
I would do up to 3.
No shit.
So the first trip around was to establish that, oh, Dustin's been here. Nice kid. Here's his candy. Second trip's around that 7 o'clock. Put on something where they can't tell it's you.
Because it's dark. It's dark already.
It's dark. And I'd do something like, the bed sheet over my head. Something
the ghost.
Definite
ghost.
Quick costume change.
Yeah.
So now you've got 2 pillowcases loaded.
Yeah.
The third one was the good one because by this time they realize it's me. I'm still wearing the same shoes, and I can't disguise my voice that good. And there's like 30 kids in Big Valley.
Yeah.
But at that time of the night, they're either impressed that you've made a third trip. There's no more trick or treaters to follow, so they just dump the bowl.
You dump the whole bowl.
That's
true. Yeah.
So yeah, that was my trick or treating for years. Was 3 trips.
Dang.
3 trips around Big Valley.
So what was the feeling most times on the third trip? Like what was the worst comment or best comment you ever got on that?
Most of the time it was like, we know it's you.
Busted.
Good thing it's the end of the night. Here's all the rest of the candy. They just dump the bowl in.
Oh, no way.
Most people were impressed.
That's some hustling for some candy.
Yeah. I think that most people were impressed that I put the effort in to go around 3 times.
To go do it again.
Yeah. Other kids wrote toilet papering and egg in houses. Is that still a thing? Toilet paper and egg?
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
And then I would go off with my loot.
Dang. How long would it last for you usually?
Halloween candy? Man, I was bad. I would dust Halloween candy. Storm knows because she's one of us.
One of us.
Like
Storm will buy Halloween
by
candy
Christmas. By Christmas, I'd have.
No, I don't. I can't bring candy home because Storm eats it. That's the problem.
One year we bought some, ate most of it. Then you just shut your light off. But I feel bad. You're sitting there in the dark.
Is this in Hannah or
Drumheller?
Drumheller.
You're sitting there in the dark, and you hear kids knocking on the door, and you're just like, go away.
Go away, yeah.
Yeah.
Storm and I've done that before. We're guilty.
One year I was doing the CFR broadcast when I lived in Big Valley at my farm.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I put out like a 24 case of Pepsi in a box with like full-size chips in it. And I just put a note like, gone to a rodeo for the neighborhood kids. Came back, like there was like 4 or 5 cans of pop left and some chips. I'm like, these kids could have just robbed me.
Yeah, first time.
But good old farm kids.
Yeah, respectable.
They respected it.
But you also put out some pretty good stuff.
I did.
Like a full can of pop.
Yeah. And I always got the local Mennonites. I think they came around.
Oh.
I don't think they dressed up. I think they came for the pop. But so yeah, I like Halloween. I'm a big
Halloween guy.
Big Halloween guy.
We had bats on our door for like a month last year. Okay, a while ago.
Yeah, we got into Halloween a lot in Big Valley. I remember like fog machines and black lights and spooky sounds and
at the house.
Yeah, we did it right. My mom was
for one day a year, Storm. You really want to do all this for one day a year? You do it for Christmas. You see my walls? There's nothing on these fucking walls.
I love the people that decorate.
Yeah.
The spirit.
Okay, speaking of CFR you just mentioned.
Yeah.
I think there's some CFR news coming. I don't know what it is yet, but I think it's on the way. I've heard some rumblings that the Canadian Finals Rodeo is possibly moving, possibly staying, possibly going somewhere else. I don't know the rules yet. But like, there's going to be some news.
Ted, I wonder what it'll be. Will it move? Will it stay? It could be either one.
There's some speculation on what's happening.
What do you think?
I think that like my best guess, I really don't know. I think it's 2 things. I think it's I think it stays in Red Deer and continues on, but I also have a feeling that it might go to Edmonton. I don't know what it looks like. I think that it might go back to Edmonton too. I don't know what's going to happen, but
I really thought last year in Red Deer it finally felt like a CFR again.
Yeah.
I thought that they really found their stride last year. I thought the artillery events, that were happening.
Ancillary.
What did I say?
I think artillery is a military term. Yeah. Nice try though. Close.
Auxiliary.
Yeah, there you go. That's the one.
What? I said artillery?
Yeah. Ancillary. Jesus. I think ancillary is real. Yeah.
Ancillary? Artery?
I don't know. Something like that.
Anyways.
Yeah,
whatever they were doing, that was good.
Yeah, it was.
And we had good crowds last year and stuff, so I was really excited about it.
And it was like, they've had a shit go because it's been like 2 years in COVID.
Oh, yeah, the COVID years.
And last year was still kind of a COVID year.
And last year I had that blizzard the first day.
Oh, man, yeah.
Total shit show.
Brutal. Yeah.
I'm excited. I think there's going to be some really cool storylines in Red Deer.
Oh, I'm with you, yeah. I'm just looking at next year.
Where the event's going to go.
CFR and what's going to happen. So,
where do you think, just personal opinion?
We should have some info by the next show.
We will.
Saying. Just keep it on your radar, folks.
And if we don't, we'll make it up.
Correct. I've already made up most of this, so.
Break this just in. I just got a text.
Oh.
CFR going to Kelowna.
Kelowna.
Be a really nice October. If we say it's got to be true.
I hear it's nice. Well, hey, look at the Spittin' Chicklets, Mike Babcock stuff.
Yeah.
We could make some shit up here. We could get some people fired. Watch out.
Anybody got any enemies? Let us know. We'll sue them so all 200 people that listen to this know that they can get rid of their boss.
They know.
Yeah.
So, yes, let us know if you got any dirt or need to spread some dirt.
Yeah.
Or want to make some shit up.
Yeah.
Because we're in.
No, we can say whatever we want on here, and it's true. And but no, what's your perfect scenario
for what?
For the CFR? Where do you think it would strive?
Well, I think it did well for a long time in Edmonton, and I think it probably would do well. I'd be nervous about the first few years, just like Red Deer with the move. I think it would take a while wherever it was, and I would expect it I would expect for it to go downtown to Rogers Place, and I could be wrong. Maybe it'll go to Saskatoon. It'll be in the building there. They got more space for a event there. I think one of the biggest issues with Red Deer is that it's in a town where we can all go home from. It's not as much of a destination, and there's not as much to do during the day.
Yeah, I agree.
No offense to Red Deer, but it's just a smaller city. It's an hour and a half from Calgary, an hour and a half from Red Deer, and people don't go to Red Deer very often to stay.
The first year I did the broadcast, I drove back and forth from Big Valley.
Every night. And it's like an hour each way.
50 minutes.
50 minutes, yeah, right? So the people in Ponoka stay at home. The people from Lacombe stay home. The people from Didsbury stay home. From Carstairs stay home. From Stettler stay home. Rocky Mountain House. Like, the thing about Edmonton is that if you live in any of those towns that I just mentioned, you're probably staying in Edmonton.
That's true.
And there's stuff to do every day, and you're going to go shop in town, and you're going to go buy a new truck, and you're going to go, you're going to go do something. Whereas with Saskatoon, if everyone's from Alberta, Saskatoon is still a destination, and there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. I don't know what else there.
With PST, I ain't buying a truck though.
Yeah, there's not as much to do in Saskatoon maybe either. No. They do have the nice golf dome at the Ramada, and there's the two fun bars that we usually
bars
go
are
to.
good there.
They're entertaining.
Yeah.
There's a Stovin's Lounge downtown in the Delta Besborough.
There is.
But Red Deer, there's just not as much to do during the day. Unfortunately, it's just where it is, right? Regina could be a possibility. I think maybe that might be in the cards.
Experience Regina,
right? And then what else was there? Something else. I think those are kind of where it is.
And it almost needs to live with another event, right? Like when it used to be
it was with
Farm Fair and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's why the Maple Leaf Circuit Finals does well with Agribition, right?
Yeah.
So,
and Farm Fair and CFR did really well together, but I don't think that the Edmonton Oilers will give the CFR the time to do the rodeo in November. I don't think Connor McDavid's going on a 10-day road trip so the PBR finals and CFR can go together. I don't expect it. I could be wrong, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
We got a comment from him. Let's roll the clip.
Oh. Hey, this is Connor McDavid here.
It's Connor.
Oilers.
Hey, it's Connor. Sorry. It's Connor. I'm not leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving.
So there you have it, folks. Connor McDavid said he will not leave for 10 days. So therefore, you can So you heard it here
You
first.
can take that to the bank.
There will be no CFR ever in Edmonton if Connor McDavid's
in the fall.
there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Connor, for jumping on and
Appreciate
and for
that.
that clip.
Appreciate that. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. But I think for the good of rodeo in Canada, I think it needs to go back to Edmonton.
Yeah.
I think it needs that. And like Chloe and the whole crew at Western Park and in Red Deer, like they've done an amazing job. Like they've done incredible for what they have. Like they're limited by so many factors with the budgeting allowed with, like it's an event that sells 45,000 tickets now instead of 90,000. Like it's cut in half.
The amount of sponsors in a city that size is way less than a city like Edmonton. And
there are not many national headquarters for major companies in Red Deer.
No
offense,
that's true.
But there's just not. It's not a big of a market. You went from an A media market in Edmonton, like with a national market, to now you're back to, I don't know what Red Deer would be considered, but it's like probably like a B or C market essentially.
Yeah, that's
probably
right.
a B market because you've got the WHL teams, right? Like a lot of those probably B markets are like all the WHL towns essentially, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so it's
anyways.
We're excited to go back there. It's gonna be fun.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, another year in Red Deer.
I'll be just putting away my Halloween costume
and going to the CFR.
And going to the CFR.
Yeah, and just confirmed. Like I guess this week I'm going to be back on the Buckle presentations. Just confirm with that. I hope that if the CFR does move anywhere, that I get to still work there because I enjoy being a part of the CFR.
That is the one risk with that stuff changing is
there might be different personnel everywhere, so we'll see.
There might be.
And do you know what you're doing there yet? Do you have any plans?
Not yet. No, we're still talking through it. Okay. I got my agents working on it.
Got a couple of offers on the
They've
table.
been burning the candle, working on some hard negotiations, and
contract.
There's just a couple things hanging up my deal right now. Yeah.
Is it?
It is
the M&Ms.
It's Denny's.
That
daily Denny's breakfast. Man. So
that Denny's.
So
didn't you and I have breakfast there like 3 or 4
times
did. Last year?
So if anybody from the Denny's group is listening, that's Tom Glardy out in Kamloops.
Oh, okay.
That owns Denny's.
Do they own the Sandman?
They
group
do.
Too?
They own the Dallas Stars.
What?
Yep.
From Kamloops?
Yep.
No shit.
Yep.
And so the Dallas Stars and Denny's.
Yes.
And Sandman. No shit.
Yeah.
Eh?
So if he's listening,
have
your people call my people. We're just
sprinkle that in. It'd be
like
great.
I said, we're just about over the finish line. This is the last hang up. So hopefully by next week I have more news on Denny's and my involvement at the Canadian Finals.
Okay. Well, stay tuned for the next show for what we're working on.
It's a cliffhanger. People are going to be.
Stay tuned next week to find out if Dustin gets his Denny's.
Will I be getting my moons over my hammy?
Yeah. Although, what about like
the big country breakfast?
Would a name change be in order too? Like, I'll come back to Red Deer to the CFR if I have Denny's, but then you're gonna have to change the name of this location to Dusty's.
Yeah. Dusty's Denny's, and I want unlimited play on the toy claw machine out front. That's where I draw my line.
I'll put my my player's card in there and give it a whirl.
So our people will be reaching out to you.
So we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
So CFR, looking forward to that one this year. NFR, we're still working on some stuff there. PBR Canada Finals, I'm pumped for that one in Rogers. Speaking of all this Edmonton talk. And we have another event coming up. I guess I probably can't even talk about it yet, but we're working on a top secret event in Edmonton on the 27th of September.
Let's roll a clip.
Roll a clip.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably can't say anything yet because I don't think it's official. But anyways, you'll see some stuff about it, I'm sure, because it's going to be pretty cool. So
can I give a couple hints?
I don't know if you're allowed.
Airplane, fireworks, tank.
They don't have to have anything to do with it either, right?
If we say it, it's got to be
Denny's. True. What other kind of bullshit can you make up for this show, Dustin?
You know what?
Have you exhausted the option?
I've talked about caveman afraid of caves. I've talked about Denny's. I'm run out.
You got any other predictions for the fall? This is almost good. We can almost wrap it up.
It's gonna snow.
It's gonna be cold.
It's gonna be cold outside. It's raining.
How could you tell?
I don't have any real bold predictions. I'm just looking forward to a little change of the weather.
Yep.
Fall.
I like fall here in Alberta.
Yeah. Like this weekend.
All my sales.
I did a bull riding in Strathmore.
Oh yeah.
On September 15th.
Yeah.
It was 28 degrees.
Yeah, you said
People were passing out in the stands from heat stroke.
Yeah, in September.
And there's been years. The same week, September 15th to 18th,
It was frozen last year.
Barhead, 3 years ago, Wild Rose Finals,
Got snow.
it was snowing, and they had heaters on our announcer stand in an indoor arena. So, you know what? I'll take these fall days.
Yeah,
Love it.
The nice ones. It was raining out there earlier when I got the microphone.
Hockey's starting.
Yeah, NHL's almost
The
back.
Flames are practicing.
They are. Are they going to be any better this year, though? I have a feeling they're going to suck still.
No, they're going to do good. I got a feeling.
Oh, really?
It's my bold prediction.
I saw something today. They had a D rating from some writer about their off-season plans.
That guy got fired. No, they're going to be good. Hockey's going to be back. What else do I like about fall?
The colors of the leaves.
Yeah, the colors of the leaves are nice.
And the nice crisp fall mornings.
Yep. Pumpkin spiced everything.
Yep.
That's going to be back here. Lattes, cupcakes, candles.
All good things.
All good things.
Okay, Dustin. Well, this has been what has it been? There was a line I was trying to figure out, but I got jumbled up.
It's been great.
It's been real. It's been good, but it hasn't been real good.
Do you know what? It was nice to sit on the sectional.
Yeah.
And just shoot the shit.
How's your smelly dog doing beside you?
Doing good.
Have you gone nose blind to the smell of the smelly dog?
No, I'm immune to it now.
Okay.
But I'm excited for the next episode. We will have a guest returning.
Yeah.
So that'll be good.
We've got a couple guests in the works there.
Yeah. So there will be returning guests. You won't have to listen to me and Ted
Ramble on about
talk
nothing.
about our Halloween costumes.
Yeah.
So this is an episode of Seinfeld. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it with the planes? I don't know.
They're just up there flying around.
So they're flying around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it felt like. The show about nothing.
Okay.
That was today. The Seinfeld episode.
I hope that you haven't become dumber for listening to the show today.
I think people have become smarter. There's going to be a lot of kids out there going 3 costumes this Halloween.
Man, that's a sweet idea.
Tell your parents where you heard it, folks.
Cowboy shit.
On Cowboy
I
Shit.
learned that from Eddie on Cowboy Shit. My friend Dustin.
And if
may
you
have
haven't
had
seen the Monday Night Football intro video
Oh, man.
featuring Chris Stapleton and Snoop D-O-double-G.
With, what was the song? Feel It?
Phil Collins.
Yeah, what was the name of the song again?
I can feel it
Yeah.
coming.
In the Air.
In the air.
In the Air Tonight.
It is badass.
I don't know. She was badass.
She's a
too.
good drummer.
Yeah.
So
Check it
go
out.
Google it right now. Chris Stapleton, Monday Night Football.
Intro.
Super badass.
Yeah.
Love Chris Stapleton.
Going to be part of the show, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sean
Yeah,
will be on.
speaking of future guests, Chris Stapleton. So stay tuned for that. It'll be coming up here as well. Someday.
Someday.
Yeah. We've got a great
Chris
list.
Stapleton with George Strait.
Chris has been trying to get on the show. George has been trying to get on the show.
We're still in talks.
Chris, we're going to get to you, buddy.
We're working on it. We just got some big
Hang
shows coming
tight,
up.
yeah.
Like this one, we just had to get this out of the way first.
Yeah, we had to get our time in the.
Had to get it out of the way.
Yeah. But no, there's some great guests still to come. And
Oh, man. You know what I forgot to talk about, too? We have some new cowboy shit on the website right now. And it's already in stores.
the merch.
The clothing, the haberdashery, as my friend Will Osler calls it.
Get the
Cowboy
Big
shit
Valley hat.
haberdasheries. Yeah, the Big Valley. SKU 094 and Dustin Edwards' favorite.
Yeah.
He's wearing the 098 or 99 right now.
98.
That's 98?
That's the Connor McDavid.
I don't know what that one is. I forget. Anyways, Dustin. Yeah, we got some new stuff. So there's some we've already kind of leaked some out on the line already.
Yep.
Some of it's already out there. And we have more coming soon. We're kind of planning to do it. We're gonna do the launch sometime early October. We're planning. We've got new stuff that's arriving every day. We've got caps being restocked. So if you don't have your current hat in stock, go back and it'll probably be up in the next day or two. But we have a bunch of brand new stuff hitting the shelves in the next couple weeks. Stay tuned. It's on the way.
And if you trick or treat at 4620 this October,
Yes.
if you appear for your 3rd time, we'll give you a hat.
We'll give you some extra stuff.
Yeah. You have to be in a different costume.
Different costume every time. And we have to remember. So, but it's like on a Tuesday, which is perfect.
And remember,
Or a Monday.
if your popcorn ball looks like it's made of meth, don't eat it.
Don't eat it.
That's all for tonight, folks.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Make sure to check everything out, cowboyshit.ca. And stay tuned next time. Our show will be much better.
was lightning fast and double quick. The harder they'd buck, the better he'd stick. And the crash of the gate's still his favorite sound. But one got him down and now he walks with a hitch. If he could go back, he'd spur the son of a bitch. Step off and tip his hat to the crowd. Yeah, you know we used to be a bull riding fool.